What I love about what you're talking about is the embodiment aspect of it, is the acting out aspect of it, because
Hmm.
when I started my journey, I did literally 1,000 past life regressions and I wrote them all down.
Wow.
My process was very different. It was more a hypnosis or a theta state kind of thing where I would lie on the bed and I would just like transport myself like a dream, very much like a lucid dream where you're active in the dream. And this was around the same time that I was actively learning about dream architecture and changing your life through your dreams. And so it started to make a lot of sense to me that the architecture of the simulation that we're in is really fascinating, right? It really is a simulation and you can go in. I started to really understand a lot more about time. So
Hmm.
even when you're saying like we're in 2026, let's just call that like that's a level. It's like a marker. It's like a geolocation, right? But all of it is happening at once. So it's easy to go back to
Yeah,
Morocco 2,000 years ago because it's happening right now, because it's
I know.
happening in this moment. And this conversation with you and I is happening in the same moment that we're changing our lives around this prostitutional archetypal claiming of self and all of this. What I'm really like, my body is like on fire, like listening to you is act it out. Because my process was very observational and then almost like a higher consciousness coming in and making the changes that were required or bringing peace to an outcome that had no peace or whatever it may be. But it wasn't embodied in the same way that you're talking about. I may have felt the emotions, but from the observer perspective. And that's actually why I stopped doing it after a while, because I was like, there's only 90% being done here. This stuff is still looping. And I was
Hmm.
trying to find the reason. And that's when I found shadow work or embodiment work. Started with like family constellations where you literally sit in the chair
Hmm.
and you embody those aspects of the family constellation to just find out that they're just all aspects of you in your sibling or parent or whatever. And it's the same thing as what you said. You're having a problem with the walls outside of you, find the walls inside of you. You don't need to go protest on the street. You need to accept that that exists within you, and that adding that aspect of you to an empowerment in the totality of you is the work that needs to be done on neutralizing wars, on ending wars. It doesn't happen outside of us, it happens inside of us. And so I found that those past life regressions or those regressions in general that were like hypnotic and mental,
Hmm.
it only take you so far.
Agreed. Agreed. I feel that both have a place to be. I love combining those experiences because when you activate your body, that is when you move that energy through your physical body. This is dense energy, right? If you do it mentally, if you just talk about it and nothing happens in the body, of course it's not complete. Or if you do it through just like, hypnosis, receiving can be really powerful. I would say after you're done, you still have to do it. Shake it out, receive through the body, move the energy. Very important. I feel that our bodies, in any case, must be in flow and in expression more. Generally, every human being, especially when you do some powerful spiritual, psycho-spiritual work, must express. Important. Tears, laughter, shaking, convulsing, to really let the body do its thing is big part of it. Otherwise, yeah, we can stay looping in the mind and stay in the realm of concept and not embodiment. Has become a fancy word for, that a lot of people don't understand. And when I say embodiment, I do it, I teach it, but I'm like, I don't want to use the word embodiment. I just want to say, hey, feel your body. Just recognize you have a body.
Yeah.
Hey, hi, you have a
Yeah.
body. I would like to say that instead of you need to do some embodiment work. Like, hey, baby, you want to hug
Touch.
yourself and feel how it feels to be in this body? How is it?